This is WPTV, today on 5 at 11.
We have a special guest in next to talk about how if you give a child a book, you give a child a chance. At WPTV, we believe that giving children books can take them new places, open their imagination, fuel big dreams, and help break the cycle of poverty. Unfortunately, so many children in low-income neighborhoods, they don't have access to the quality books that they need to become competent readers. And that's where our annual If You Give a Child a Book campaign, in partnership with the Scripps Howard Foundation, steps in. Right now, we are encouraging you, the viewers, year after year you come through, and we're asking you to do it again. Make a donation, all of which will be used to buy books through the Literacy Coalition of Palm Beach County.
And you know, Holly, the Literacy Coalition wouldn't be able to achieve its goals without help from the community, and that includes a team of Literacy AmeriCorps volunteers from around the country. I sat down with one of them to talk about the change she hopes to inspire right here in South Florida. Alana Horwitz has been in Palm Beach County for less than a month, and she's already driven to help others grow.
I've always wanted to do some sort of volunteering opportunity outside of college.
The recent University of Colorado Boulder grad found her opportunity within the volunteer ranks of the Literacy AmeriCorps, one of up to 40 change makers taken in for a year of service in and out of the classroom.
I'll be working at a high school in Palm Beach County with students who are on track to not graduate. So my main job will be to counsel and tutor these students ACT and SAT prep, help them in classes that they're currently not passing, get them involved in extracurriculars to encourage them to come to school.
The effort's coordinated by the Literacy Coalition of Palm Beach County. For Horwitz, it's a step towards a solution for a problem she identified while in school: the academic or opportunity gap between students of high and low socioeconomic backgrounds.
So if these students are growing up in the families with lower incomes, they're not getting access to the resources that they need to succeed in school. And then they're not going on to college, and they're working jobs where they won't make enough money for their future children to have the resources.
Literacy AmeriCorps hopes to help close that education gap by making those vital resources available to those who need them.
I just hope people realize how important education is, and that not everyone has access to resources that other students have access to.
Even through a small gesture, like giving a child a book, you're giving them a chance at a brighter future.
And Kristen Calder, who you just saw there, she's joining us now in the studio. She's the CEO of the Literacy Coalition of Palm Beach County. Kristen, nice to see you. Kristen, we're going to start with you, I think.
Yeah, and Kristen, you're here today to talk about the importance of access to those vital books that we saw there in the video. And can you tell us how many kids here in Palm Beach County don't have that access? How big of a problem is illiteracy here?
Thanks, Chris, and thanks, Holly. Yes, we know that nearly half of all the students in third grade are not reading on grade level, and not having access to books is a big part of that. We know that children who come from families that are struggling, to make ends meet, books are usually not on the list of something they can afford to buy. And high quality, good books with good literature are expensive. And so it's campaigns like If You Give a Child a Book like this that go a long way in helping us get books into the hands of these children who otherwise may not have a book in their home. It also allows them to have their own book and start their own home library, which goes a long way in building their confidence as a reader.
You talk about literacy. It really lays the groundwork for so much confidence, success, getting a job later in life, just trying to find your way. We know you guys are very busy, especially in the pandemic. You've had to pivot a little bit and do some online stuff. But tell us a little more, elaborate on some of the programs you do offer.
Well, you just learned a little more about our Literacy AmeriCorps program, where we are still recruiting students, volunteers to come and help us be graduation coaches and reading tutors, and they are really transforming lives of these school youth and high schoolers who are looking to make it to the next level, to graduate, to get to the next grade. The other program that we're really focused on is Building Better Readers, where we train volunteers to go into the schools skills right now, happening mostly virtually, but reading one-on-one, and we see that that's significant in terms of students building their literacy skills and their success. And also a myriad of programs that really start at birth, where children born in Palm Beach County hospitals go home with a book in hand, thanks to our programs. 11 of these programs in more than 150 sites, serving more than 46,000 adults, children, and families each year. And that's this past year, giving out over 102,000 books to these families. And I have to say that more than 6,000 of those books came from the If You Give a Child a Book campaign last year. So it's very significant what you're doing at WPTV and the Scripps Howard Foundation to support literacy in Palm Beach County.
And you know, Kristen, you and Alana and I have spoke at length about the opportunity gap and how not every family or household has access to these vital books. What does it mean to these kids, especially coming from cyclical families where having a book at home is not a guarantee?
It's great. It's a great gift. Not only are you sharing a tangible book, but it's sharing the gift of reading. It's something they can read with their siblings, the adults, especially if their parents, if they're not good readers. They can read it together as a family. They can talk about the pictures. They can actually talk about experiences of their day based on what the characters are experiencing in the book. So it's more than just an actual physical book. So much more comes from that. And as a child reads even the same book over and over again, they gain confidence to go read another book, and then building on those skills, eventually making them be a successful reader in their own classroom and having the courage to raise their hand or not be embarrassed when called upon to read aloud at school.
Well, we could talk about this for so much longer, and the good thing is we actually did. We just did a live Facebook, a StreamYard, and our viewers, if you'd like to learn more, you can definitely catch that right now. It is on the WPTV Facebook page. Kristen, nice to see you.
And you can always help get books in the hands of children right here in South Florida. Just take a picture of the QR code you see on your screen right now, and it'll go directly to the donation page, or in any browser. You can also go to WPTV.com/giveabook. You can also text WPTV to 345-345.